Welcome back to Apollo Justice, and now we're about to find out if the witness is prepared.
Easy.
Are you prepared?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah, just let me find the page in the script. I know that face. That's the face of guilt.
You don't even need a superpower to tell that.
That's presumptuous.
Tracy, just talk to us, please.
Tracy.
Sorry,
Pedro,
Trucy.
Pedro.
Trucy.
We're not
Sorry,
playing.
Trucy.
We're not playing Pokemon here, Pedro.
Stickler's truth.
Pedro.
Sorry, I was must have dropped my cell phone on my way back. And it's the problem, Job, is that I was playing Detroit Become Human earlier, and the sex androids are known as Tracy's, so that's probably what happened.
Really?
And when I was walking through the park, I happened to witness the crime. I saw the killer, the victim, the stand, all clear as day, even though it was night.
Semantics.
It's a saying.
I was him. I saw the defendant at the scene.
I was him.
I was him. What?
You just admitted the crime. Yes, but your cell phone was lying in a garage.
Hey, you try to read an attorney's script without shitting on grammar.
Tio, during our commentaries, the judge has been British in my mind, so I will pronounce it garage. Thank you very much.
But he's only
is
now
given
pronouncing
drawing.
it that way. Besides, the judge is actually American.
He's British, damn it.
Whatever.
In the crossover, he is.
Well,
Looks like a
that's
normal-
well,
Looks
that's
like
a
a normal
different
mobile
judge.
phone to me.
Mm-hmm.
In any case, Mr. Justice, the cross-examination, please.
Please.
That's funny.
Is it?
Yep.
My bracelet didn't react at all during that testimony.
Which means maybe he's being honest.
Perish the fall.
Nervous habit must not be acting up.
But yeah, for a second, I was gonna say kill him.
I didn't sense anything either, actually.
Yeah, that'd be something for Race Attorney 7. If the witnesses are caught lying 3 times, they're shot or something.
That would be an
Is that
interesting
you on your own
mechanic.
time around?
Yeah, the witnesses die. Right, no problem. I hope. Here, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
No, that's not gonna catch on. Never.
No.
You have to say that line if
Well,
I have to
the-
say the other line.
Fortunately, we have a much better catchphrase in the next game.
Wait, hold on. It's still the same catchphrase as this one.
Well, it's more like the "I'm fine" one
dumb
than this
catch-
one.
Yeah,
to
he
it.
says I'm fine in this one as
If I-
well.
No,
Say
we're talking
the-
about the "Here comes justice."
Well, yeah, but he also does the I'm fine in this game too.
True, but does he do the "Here comes justice" one in Dual Destinies?
Yeah, he does occasionally.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Hold it! This part of the testimony is the key. I know it. Should I press him about the killer, the victim, or the noodle stand? Let's
Noodle.
say the noodle stand. Do you happen to remember the noodle stand?
He said stand twice.
Quite well, yes.
Yeah, I hereby order you to take the stand.
For a student
No,
of the
I don't mean
sciences,
that way.
keen observation and healthy curiosity are vital.
Makes sense.
I remember everything. I could even read the sign.
What did the sign say?
I believe it said... Noodle. Yes, that was it.
Brilliant.
You read that in your book.
Why would his book have something about the
Remembering something
stand?
quite well. It sure took you a while to tell us.
Ooh, bird.
He has a point there.
Yeah.
Speaking of taking a while, Your Honor.
And thank you for telling us it's a noodle stand sells noodles. Very
Who's thinking?
enlightening.
Yes.
Double burn.
Noodle stands
Next.
sell noodles. No, they sell pancakes.
Next, I will reveal the greatest truth ever. Clark Kent is actually Superman.
Well, Mr. Justice.
Surely you jest.
Yes.
What about that sign? Could that be important?
But Pedro, what about that one time where Superman and Clark Kent were actually in the same
Yes.
building before a lot of people?
So the sign on the noodle stand said noodle.
Sure, Jova, sure.
It appears defense has just obtained a vital piece of testimony.
Oh yeah, there's actually a comic where he manages to pull that off.
To be fair, Java in the Silver Age Superman could do
No,
anything.
no, no. I
This
mean
noodle
a
starts broth
modern
really
day
that
comic
delicious?
Dio.
Anyway,
This noodle sounds broth really that delicious. I should go there myself. I'll have to go sample the wares one of these days.
Also, there was that one time where Bizarro, before he decayed, showed up and ended up quote-unquote rescuing Clark Kent, which I guess worked
I
out for
think
him.
that's worth adding to the testimony as well.
Right then.
alright.
There we are.
Whatever sort of noodles it sells, it can't match up to IVU's material.
Cafeteria.
Cafeteria. Some apply to the school merely for a taste of our smart noodle.
Well, noodles are brain food.
I wouldn't mind a taste of that myself. No, no, no. What they do is that they take the brains of the famous
Apollo.
scientists and use them as the noodles.
I even remember the sign on the stand that victim was pulling. It said noodle.
About that, I think your eyes must have been put in the wrong way, mate.
Ouch.
Look, I don't think that says noodle.
I read it backwards. Sometimes it's wise to think
you're-
backwards, as
well,
King's
you're
Quest 1
blind
has
then.
taught.
Objection!
Excuse you, I can read that.
And you're absolutely sure the sign read noodle. See, even a blind person can read that better than you can.
Dwibs,
Backward writing actually was the Leonardo da Vinci invented it.
Yeah.
why just last week my professor offered me this praise. At least you have good eyesight. Stickler, I'll give you that.
That sounds like damning by faint
That-
praise.
That was more pity than anything.
Yeah, it really about that noodle.
I see.
What? Why are you looking at that? Is that pity I see in your eyes?
Yeah.
No, it's my sprite. Let's take a look at our map, shall we?
All right.
So you're claiming that when you saw the sign, you were standing, and this has to be the most heard piece of music in the game.
Well, it tends to be a trend with Ace Attorney games that you hear.
I
this
don't mind
one.
too much. It's serviceable.
Yeah, I mean, this is something that you're, when a lot of important briefing stuff is said, so I guess it's a
Here?
necessary evil. Although, when
Was
it's
it-
lackluster, I
it was
understand.
better.
It would have been hard to read it from this spot.
You think so?
Stop crying, man. Mr. Stickler, I'd like you to please take another look at the stand. And to carefully read what the sign says. See? The sign actually states the name of the stand's owner. L. Dunes.
Then.
Just ignore the apostrophe and the S, because that's not there.
Inconceivable! I'm certain I was there. For sure.
Yeah, that works.
Positive.
I'm not quite sure.
I'm
Stickler.
afraid your professor was wrong about that eyesight.
Oh,
Sick
thought so.
burn.
Stickler, I'm not
The
quite
judge
sure.
is full of sick birds in this
What's
case.
with this game and blind people?
I wouldn't be so quick to jump to that conclusion. The sign he saw changes everything.
Stickler.
This game is eyesightist. I don't know.
The witness says the sign said noodle. What would you say if I told you
But that word does not mean what you think it means.
that there is one spot from which the sign would be read from the way Mr. Stickler claims?
From a mirror, I guess. It's
Fine,
like
that
the,
kind
it's like the Basilisk key in Chamber of Secrets.
What?
Noodles are overrated anyway. I prefer steamed hams. Mr. Justice, show us this spot. What the hell is steamed hams? The witness actually viewed the stand from this location.
All right.
Just give me a second here.
To calibrate, yeah.
Any minute now.
Calibrate.
So I take in the Japanese version it was ramen and the opposite words instead.
Ramen are still noodles.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean, but in Japan, don't we call like that in the Japanese version? Whatever.
I
The
believe
witness
it's
was
like well, that
standing
Stickler
here.
mistook it for, a certain bout of kanji.
On the
Oh, okay.
opposite side.
Whoa.
How do you know that?
Also, that's an anguish face.
When viewed from the south,
Yes.
Yes.
the sign on the stand reads El Dunes, as we know.
Okay, I'm following you so far.
However,
However,
Wait for it.
whoop, observe the other side of the stand.
Dun, dun,
Oh, this side says Noodle.
Eldun's Noodle.
of course.
Didn't have room for an S, I guess.
Exactly. The name of the stand is split between the front and back signs.
Clever.
Very good.
Wow. Mr. Stickler, you lied to the court again.
No. See, I had my fingers crossed the whole time.
You witnessed the crime from the northern side of the park.
How
not
could you do
the
that when you
south.
were holding your book?
Yeah,
He
you got
used
me.
his finger. Like,
So what?
So what?
What does it matter if he saw the killing from the north or the south side?
And stop clicking your fingers. It's always as bad as pounding the desk.
It makes
Oh,
no
he'll pound
difference at all.
something later.
His head.
He's right. Travel far enough to the south, and you will end up going north.
True.
that's a very generic statement.
Viewed on a global scale, directions are early without meaning. No.
No. Actually, maybe he's right. What does it change?
You'll see.
The angle?
It changes everything, Apollo.
It does.
Yeah. If I look to the left, it means right is right. Trucy?
Remember his testimony from before?
Hint, hint.
Which one? And which part of it? Though, to be honest, I'm a little scared of where this is leading.
Oh, Trucy,
I mean, look at it.
Trucy.
You're not
Yeah.
even reading that book, are you?
No, it's just it's the no again, guys. It's the script. And now 3D.
Whoa.
Killer and the victim are facing each other there. Yeah.
Here or there, it's the same thing.
Everywhere.
Then, at the moment the killer raised his weapon, Mr. Stickler shouts,
That's it then. The killer was a white mannequin.
A complex one and all.
at which point the victim turns his head to look.
Say, what the fuck are you doing?
Right at the moment.
And the killer fires his pistol.
And then the bullets looked like arrows.
Diagram.
Strike!
That's why the bullet hit him in the right temple.
But that means the noodle stand should have a projectile
No
mark.
contradictions, right?
Hmm. Good point about that, Dio.
Right. But if Mr. Stickler was standing on the north side of the park, that reverses the whole scenario. I'm getting the American pronunciations of words right, aren't I?
Yes.
So the killer was the one who was having the.
Completely. If Mr. Stickler sounds from where he is now. Trucy, what's with your voice? Never mind. And the victim looks in his direction. The arrow comes out, and bam! The bullet would have to hit his left temple.
So why his right temple then?
It went through somehow.
There was someone.
Oh!
There was someone hidden inside the noodle stand.
In other words, someone standing at point K
Du-du-du-du-du.
couldn't shoot the victim in his right temple. It's impossible.
Impossible. Impossible.
Dun.
Impossible.
That's right. And, Mr. Justice, why does your defense counsel's voice keep changing?
Just roll with it.
So now that we know that Mr. Stickler was standing on the northern side,
Let's just get it, Your Honor. It's one of her magic tricks.
the one location takes on an entirely different meaning.
Yeah.
Of course.
So long as we don't update that stupid autopsy report.
Indeed. You are absolutely correct, Fraulein.
If you knew this, that oh no wait, I know why. Never mind.
Because it's the prosecution.
What meaning?
The entry wound was on the right side of the victim's head, correct?
No, it was on the wrong side. Get it right?
Wrong.
Ha
Well, the right side of the victim's head is north.
North. Ah, that crappy movie.
We all hated it in our childhoods, Your Honor.
I didn't even
That's
know
what
it
the killer
existed
is.
till the sound of critics.
The killer is Bruce Willis in a rabbit costume.
That makes too much sense.
But that's where the witness Wesley Stickler was standing.
So you're telling me Wesley Stickler is Bruce Willis?
Correct. So if we were standing to the north,
Well, that would give Bruce Willis a different role to play.
I'll say.
then the only person here who could have shot the victim in the right temple
Was Bruce Willis.
In a bunny
Well,
costume,
someone
we must
side-
emphasize. Uh-oh.
was Mr. Stickler himself.
Yeah, just because I'm in a
Well,
bunny
snap.
costume. I
That, I
can't.
guess.
There's that pursuit
Oh.
theme.
Order! Order! Order!
In the dance court.
Wow. The apple didn't fall far from the tree.
Okay, what does context is that for this case?
It's how
Like
Trucy
this.
pretty much deduced things like our father would.
Just
Alright.
flipped this whole case on its head while I was still figuring it out. It doesn't
So I
look
guess
good
this
enough.
is trying to be hijacked by Trucy. Sure, why not?
She's alright though.
Clarify
What
one
is
point
that
for me, if you would.
gesture?
Basically,
Fair,
Tio.
Is he
Bas-
about to throw a punch?
basically,
No,
Tio.
he banged the wall. He
Basically,
punched the
Tio.
wall.
Instead of death slamming, Clavier wall bangs.
Are you truly accusing this college student
This game is so bizarre.
of murder?
Yeah, college students?
Yes, he's a college student.
22.
22. You should be in university by now.
For the standard of this
Dwibs. Dwibs. We're in America, you know, colleges and universities are kind of the same thing here.
Different round here. Well,
Yeah.
I can't say he looks exactly innocent, but something still doesn't feel right.
Although I guess to be fair, he is going to an Ivy University, so even by UK standards, I guess this will work.
I just can't picture him as the real killer.
I can.
Please, what's a sign? I'm really a nice guy.
Huh.
I bet you're also terrible at the end.
All my friends say so.
Yeah, or 0 of them.
Actually, he does have some friends, believe it or not.
Let's hear what the defense has to say.
Let me guess, Joe. Someone who he does their own work for.
What are you gonna do
You'll
now,
see,
Justice?
Tio.
Oh, we actually get to meet his friends?
Oh, well,
Should I
no,
really
no, no,
accuse
no, no.
Mr. Stickler?
We don't get to meet his friends.
Accused
but
of
let's
another
just see what
crime.
happens.
Seriously?
I don't think Wesley Stickler is a killer, but he's not innocent either.
Hmm.
Rhyming. His unusual silence tells me that much.
Well, come on now, we're in for a rush.
Mr. Stickler, you seem unusually quiet. Tell us why, now!
Well, you're kind of implying that he's a killer, so...
Paige?
Oh, whatever. The word confession isn't in my dictionary! Forehead. I'm I'm afraid it falls to you to elucidate Herr Stickler's silence.
Alright, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Mr.
Fucking
Justice,
hell.
you did say you were accusing the witness just now for a crime other than murder. Your reason? The court's all ears.
Mm-hmm.
Gah, I know he's guilty of something, but what crime other than murder is there?
Hurry up, Paul. The DJ mixer can only keep mixing as long as he can.
Do I have evidence that shows his involvement in some other crime? Don't worry, Joe, but he's got it on infinite loop. Your evidence? The court's all eyes, Mr. Justice.
As on you.
Show us evidence that points to the witness's involvement in a crime. Yeah.
Depends.
The panties. Take that!
Seriously?
The evidence is this!
I want you to know, Tio, we presented panties in court before we presented a badge in court.
What? Is that women's underwear?
I guess really is true. If you live long enough, you'll eventually see everything.
Hey, those are mine.
Don't say it's so smugly. Dude, have you flushed your book a bit too much by chance?
Mm-hmm.
Don't look at me like that!
Order! Order! Order!
I think he's owed out for.
Mr. Stickler, while I can't say this comes as a shock,
Man, but Jets has just
a
been on a
nerd.
roll.
Come on.
It's not what it means, the Pythagorean theorem. Pythagorean theorem? What the hell does Pythagorean theorem
on
has
the
to do with any
night
of
of
this?
the murder,
Oh,
just
yeah.
past 9 p.m.,
It's an
a young
exclamation,
girl
I guess.
catches a panty snatcher red-handed.
It's like in the visit where the kid replaces werewolves with.
Bravely, she gives chase, but the snatcher flees
You're making this sound quite majestic, Apollo.
and hides himself in no other place than the Maractus Clinic garage.
Which had a stepladder in it.
Yeah, but that's not important right now. Aha!
It's actually very important.
Incidentally, these panties were found in the exhaust pipe of the car there.
Just like that old case.
Presumably, he was trying to hide the evidence of his crime.
Which just happened to be in the victim's car. About bad luck.
Ergo, while you may not be a murderer, you're guilty of panty snatching in the first degree.
Well, there's a new crime to arrest someone for other
Can
than
I
murder.
take I know it's a bit stretchy, Jova, but can I take that phrase as the moment the seas officially jumped the shark?
Order,
I guess.
order.
Although,
Mr. Stickler, you should be ashamed.
I'll admit, it's hard for me to decide. Like, on the one hand, it is crazy and insane. On the other hand, though, I don't know if this is actually outlandish for this court at this point.
Oh,
What the
how can you move your face like this?
Oh, that was
you
quite
okay,
a
man?
breakdown.
So, are we to understand that you were silent, not because you were guilty of murder, but because you lacked the courage to admit your theft of this girl's undergarments?
And that of a certain crime boss's wife's.
Perhaps you are not aware that my school's name was originally written IV.
Oh.
Get it? 'Cause it's
Ivy.
not full.
I stands for intelligent. V stands for valiant. See?
What does this have to do with panties?
Yeah.
You'll see.
Your
Is this
point.
is this like one of those initiation tests that we get to do it to first graders?
Yeah, hence the
done.
panty raid.
Now, I'm a major in the science department. And what does science teach if not curiosity?
So,
Don't teach theft, that's for sure.
That's a
Good night,
fantastic
everybody.
excuse.
wow.
Yes, we of the IVU science department are valiantly curious.
Dude,
Boy,
just stick to
science
AD&D
got
in your mom's
pretty
basement.
weird.
Come on.
No challenge is too daunting, and what greater challenge to science than a mystery?
Objection! come on, you're talking about a girl's panties here.
Apollo!
A 15-year-old girl.
Granted, he didn't.
No, you do not understand. The mystery is the unknown, and the unknown is unacceptable.
Thankfully, he does not know nor care about the age of whoever's panties he takes.
And my friends, when it comes to the mysteries, those panties are the promised land.
So, hang on, so wait a second. The whole issue is that the science department can't get the lead.
No, sure,
actually-
From the moment I first laid eyes on them, I was compelled to investigate. For science!
Yep.
A full-sized
Yeah,
car
it's
tire was
for
only the
science,
first
like,
mystery those panties revealed.
Joy, now's the time where I tell you he's actually serious about this. He had
Yeah,
no.
you'll see. You'll see where he's going with this.
Tire?
Yes, I saw her do it. She pulled a tire out of those panties.
Yep.
Oh, I get
It's
it.
because they're
Science.
But that's
magic.
not all. First there was the tire, then a stoop, then a frozen chicken somehow.
How random.
One mystery after another. It was magic.
He literally wanted
And
to.
science can't explain magic. Oh, I remember now.
You do you?
He's one of the regulars in the audience at the Wonder Bar.
Yep.
Huh?
Did you not listen to me earlier? He's talking about my magic panties trick.
You know, if I have to go back to another part and put the video there in grade just to point out Apollo's lack of listening skills, this part would have been delayed for like a
just
week.
don't understand.
By the
Just
way.
make a compilation of every time Apollo doesn't listen.
Oh, by the way, Dwibs, please tell me that you also do play the ringtone on his cell phone. It's quite
The room.
interesting.
From a pair of panties. It mocks the very laws of physics.
Like, do you do that, Dwibs?
I'm not sure. A broom and a frozen chicken, Trucy? Whatever happened to doves and bunny rabbits?
This John
it for
Woo guy
beginners,
got a bit
Apollo?
too invested with the doves.
Mr. Stickler! You stole this girl's panties to understand the magic trick.
Yep, that's all it was to it.
You say panties, but they're so much more than that.
He's actually
Magic
right.
panties.
I mean, they're a magic portal.
For me, they're an object for serious study.
I can't believe
Also, I
it.
love how, yeah, to be fair, now I'm actually glad that Clavier is actually, letting this happen, because if this was any other prosecutor in franchise, they would have stopped it like halfway through and said, "Oh, Apollo, this is nice, but this doesn't have anything to do with the murder. Can we get back to it?"
Were they all you?
That's why I like Clavier, because, even though he's a bit of a douche, but he still wants to find the truth, unlike the others who will stall it at any point.
I agree that maybe the case is just lingering a bit too much on this. It could have been trimmed just a bit, but at the same time, it's not cutting it short for serious business.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Turnabout Corner to me is a fine case overall. I mean, it's no Turnabout Serenade, and I'm gonna admit, even with Turnabout Serenade, I actually do like the second
One
part
thing
better.
unexplained.
That leaves one thing unexplained.
I refer to our witness's utter lie.
Yeah,
Yes.
why did you lie about your position?
The witness claimed he saw the crime from the south. It was, in fact, the north.
Indeed.
Indeed.
Would anyone care to explain why he lied about it?
Would our defense like to? Well, the man
No.
is pretty much broken down.
Be my guest, Air Forehead.
Me?
Yes, it's your job.
Get to it.
Did I not hear you correctly? Did you not say you do not accuse the witness of murder?
Yeah, that's a good point. We're trying to find out who a murderer is.
Yeah, you better tie this in quick, Apollo, or your goose is cooked. Especially considering the topic is panties.
Dwibs, were you just floored by that line?
It was mesmerizing.
Why then did the witness lie about his location at the time of the shooting? Or have you no idea?
Do you have any idea?
No, it's Apollo. It probably does.
It's Apollo has the burden of proof.
Apollo. There's something about the way the diagram is arranged right now.
It was poorly drawn.
When you think about it, right near where Mr. Stickler was standing, isn't there a... Come on, Apollo.
Well, Mr. Justice, what say you?
Also, I can't believe with how, we have all these out-of-context Ace Attorney postings, none of the previous conversation has been posted by anyone.
Take that! The evidence that shows why he lied is this. What?
Panties.
More panties? I love this line.
You went on a panty raid, Judge.
How many panties are you carrying in your pocket, head forehead?
Is this a line or is Clever hitting?
These are the last.
He might be.
Also, that coming from the rock star, really.
Yes.
Trash can at the park.
Still. Takumi still
Looking
got
at the
it in some
diagram.
cases. Alright then.
We can see that the trash can is right next to where the witness stood.
Huh.
Mr. Stickler, you didn't.
Alas, I'm a failure as a scientist.
And as a
How'd you get
human
into
being,
university then?
I can't unravel the mysteries of the universe. I can't even unravel a pair of panties.
So these panties are your handiwork as well?
That's right. I had been chased, hounded into the Maractus clinic garage.
by choose yourself.
Weeping in frustration, I was forced to abandon my prize. Did you see how I felt?
That explains why we found the panties in the tailpipe.
Mm-hmm.
Believe me, I'd rather not.
Oh, Apollo, you find yourself in some of the darndest situations.
I hid in the garage for a short while. Then, abandoning the panties, I made for home. Which is apparently in the middle of a crosswalk for some reason. To avoid the office where the girl works, I went towards the south entrance. Oh, okay then.
Which brought him by Kitaki Mansion.
When I saw them hanging there on a clothesline by a giant mansion.
Wow, you are so brave you don't even know it.
A giant pair of panties!
Can we get a reminder of the fact that the Kitaki Don is
Apparently he
watching
didn't
this?
know those bloomers
Yep.
belonged to the mob.
Indeed, Tio.
I had 'em
Stickler, you
in my
probably don't
pocket,
have a future outside this court.
ready to take home when I stumbled upon a murder.
I mean, I hope you like some cement shoes.
The murder of Dr. Maractus.
Yep.
I reported what I had seen, but as I waited for the police to arrive, I got scared.
Guess I can't blame him for that. He did just see a shooting.
They searched me.
Ow, and that.
That's when you disposed of the bloomers.
Yes, it was a severe blow to the progress of science, but one that had to be borne.
You know, I gotta admit, it takes quite some nerve to write a character who steals panties, not for a perverted reason.
A fascinating and disturbing tale.
Yeah, basically.
How supposed to?
Thanks, Judge.
The problem is that it still doesn't really lead us anywhere.
I believe this brings today's proceedings to a close.
We still haven't
And
gotten
I'm more
anywhere.
than pleased to dismiss this witness for the remainder of the trial.
One last thing, if I might.
What now? Yes, Prosecutor Gavin?
Regardless of where we ended today, some vital points were made.
It's recap time.
Hey, Judge, tell me what we learned today.
You tell me.
Namely, that the defendant, Kitaki, was at the scene of the crime.
That much is true, sadly.
And he was pointing a weapon at the victim.
True.
So even if he's found innocent of murder, he could be still found guilty of attempted murder.
One more thing.
So either way, Wookiee's screwed.
Kitaki has a clear motive.
The one thing we have on our side is the fact that he must have been shot through the left temple with things reversed.
Indeed, the defendant Kitaki is still the prime suspect in this case. The only suspect, in fact, assuming there was no one else on the scene at the time. Yet a mystery remains.
Which is...
Yes.
Which
The
is...
location of the wound in the victim's right temple has yet to be explained.
Mm-hmm.
Very good, Judge.
I want to keep you in suspense.
Nice.
The court requests further investigation from both the defense and prosecution, especially the defense.
Yeah, baby.
Turn it down with the German.
Why are you treating the judge like
No
he's
problem.
your fan when you're
Also, Clever is using
fangirls?
much more German than Franziska ever did.
Very well.
True.
Bring the trial for the day to a close. Court is adjourned.
For context, Jova, what kind of accent did Clavier had in the Japanese version? Kansai?
Maybe American.
Alright,
maybe.
English.
Anyway,
okay.
we'll start day 2 of the investigation of this case in the next part.
And hopefully
Yeah.
Dwibs
Yeah.
checks out that ringtone because it's awesome.
See ya.
Yeah.
So yeah.